Ladies and gentlemen, hear me when I say this, your mindset is the key that unlocks every door in your life. It is not your circumstances, not your background, not even your talent that determines your destiny. It is your mindset. You see, too many of us are waiting for a shift in our situation, but God is waiting for a shift in our minds. You are walking around with the keys to the kingdom, but because your mind is trapped in fear, doubt, and insecurity, you never unlock the doors. Your mind is either your greatest asset or your greatest liability. Let me tell you something, life will not ask for permission to challenge you. Storms will come, battles will rage, and the enemy will whisper lies in your ear. But if your mindset is strong, you will not be moved. If you think like a victim, you will live like a victim. But if you think like a victor, nothing can stop you. Some of you are blaming the devil, blaming your past, blaming other people. But the real battle is happening in your mind. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you think small, you will live small. If you think defeated, you will live defeated. But when you begin to renew your mind, to shift your thinking, to see yourself as God sees you, oh, that's when breakthrough happens. I came here to tell somebody today it is time to elevate your mindset. Stop walking in doubt. Stop speaking defeat over yourself. Stop shrinking when you were born to rise. Your mindset is everything. When you shift your thinking, you shift your future. When you change your mind, you change your life. I came here to tell you your mindset, the most powerful tool you possess. It is not your situation, it is not your education, it's not even the resources in your hands that determine where you will go in life. It is your mindset that will open doors, create opportunities, and elevate you to places you never thought possible. Some of you have been waiting for a shift in your circumstances, but the truth is, what needs to change first is your mindset. You've been praying for new opportunities, new breakthroughs, new levels, but you're still walking around with an old way of thinking. And let me tell you something, you cannot step into a new season with an old mindset. You cannot expect new results if your mind is still stuck in the past. See, the problem is not that you are not smart enough. The problem is not that you are not talented enough. The problem is not even that you don't have enough money, enough support, or enough connections. The real problem is how you think about yourself, your situation, and your future. I need you to understand this. The way you think determines the way you live. If you think you are defeated, you will walk in defeat. If you think you are a failure, you will live as a failure. But when you begin to shift your thinking, when you begin to see yourself as a conqueror, when you start believing that you were made for more, when you understand that you were created for greatness, everything in your life begins to change. I don't care where you came from. I don't care what your past looks like. I don't care how many times you've fallen or how many times they told you that you would never make it. When you change your mindset, you change your destiny. Your mind is the battlefield where victory or defeat is decided. The enemy is not attacking your bank account. He's not attacking your job. He's not attacking your relationships. No, the real attack is on your mind. Because if the enemy can make you believe that you are worthless, that you are not capable, that you will never rise higher than where you are now, then he doesn't have to do anything else. You will destroy yourself with your own thinking. Some of you have been walking around with defeated thinking for too long. You have been walking around rehearsing the lies that were spoken over you. You have been allowing fear, doubt, and insecurity to take residence in your mind. But I came to tell you today it's time to evict every negative thought that has been keeping you bound. The word says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. That means you are not what your past says you are. You are not what your failures say you are. You are not even what your circumstances say you are. You are what you believe you are. And if you believe you are more than a conqueror, you will rise in victory. If you believe you are called for greatness, you will begin to move in purpose. If you believe that nothing is impossible for you, you will step into opportunities that others only dream of. Let me ask you something. What are you thinking about yourself? What are you saying to yourself when no one else is around? Are you telling yourself that you're not good enough? Are you convincing yourself that you will always be stuck where you are? Because what you meditate on in your mind will manifest in your life. If you think small, you will live small. If you think limited, you will live limited. But if you start thinking big, if you start thinking that you are destined for more, that you were created to do mighty things, then your actions, your decisions, and your life will follow in alignment with that belief. I have seen people with all the talent in the world, but because of a broken mindset, they never rise. I have seen people with all the resources they need, but because of a negative mindset, they never take the steps necessary to achieve their dreams. And I have seen people who had nothing, who started from the bottom, who were counted out by everybody, but because of a winning mindset, they went on to do incredible things. Some of you are waiting for a sign. Some of you are waiting for somebody to come and give you permission to be great. But let me tell you something, you don't need anybody's permission to walk in your destiny. The only thing standing between you and your breakthrough is a shift in your thinking. Every great person who has ever accomplished anything significant first had to believe that they could do it. You look at people who have built empires, people who have defied the odds, people who have changed history, and I promise you, they all have one thing in common, a mindset that refused to accept limitations. You want to be successful, then you have to start thinking like a successful person. You want to break generational curses, then you have to start thinking differently than those who came before you. You want to live a life of purpose, then you have to let go of small thinking and start believing that you are called for more. See, champions don't think like everyone else. While others see obstacles, champions see opportunities. While others see reasons to quit, champions see reasons to keep pushing. While others see failure as the end, champions see failure as a lesson. You have to develop the mindset of a champion. You have to train your thoughts to align with where you want to go in life. You have to guard your mind against negativity, against self-doubt, against the voices that tell you that you are not enough. Because your mindset will either be the reason you succeed or the reason you fail. I came to tell you today, it's time to shift your mindset. It's time to stop thinking like a victim and start thinking like a victor. It's time to stop waiting for life to change and start changing the way you think about life. You are not defeated. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are powerful beyond measure. But the only way you will ever walk in that power is if you change the way you think about yourself. I don't care what they told you. I don't care what happened in your past. I don't care what obstacles stand in front of you. Your mindset determines your destiny. So today I challenge you, renew your mind. Speak life over yourself. Start believing that you were created for greatness. Start walking like you already have the victory. Because when you change your mindset, you will change your destiny. Now go out and think like a champion, live like a conqueror, and walk in the fullness of everything that is meant for you. The battle you are fighting is not just in your circumstances, not just in your finances, not just in your relationships. The real battle is happening in your mind. You see, so many of us are waiting for our situation to change. We are waiting for life to get better. We are waiting for that breakthrough, that opportunity, that open door. But can I tell you something? Life does not change until your mind changes. You can get all the opportunities in the world. You can have all the talent in the world. You can even be in the right place at the right time. But if your mindset is still stuck in fear, in doubt, in negativity, you will sabotage every blessing that comes your way. Your mind is the key. Your thoughts are the foundation of everything you will ever do, everything you will ever become, and everything you will ever achieve. If you want to see a shift in your life, you must first experience a shift in your mind. Let me tell you something, your perspective determines your reality. It is not what happens to you that defines your life, it is how you perceive it. Two people can go through the same storm, but one will come out victorious while the other will remain stuck. Why? Because one of them saw it as an opportunity to grow, while the other saw it as the end of their story. Some of you have been looking at your life the wrong way. You have been seeing your struggles as punishments when in reality, they are preparation. You have been seeing your failures as proof that you are not good enough when in reality, they are lessons designed to build you up. You have been seeing rejection as a closed door when in reality, it is just redirection to something greater. But you will never recognize these truths until your mind shifts. You will never experience the fullness of your potential until you begin to think differently. You see, people think change starts on the outside. They think if I get a better job, then I'll be happy. If I get into the right relationship, then I'll feel worthy. If I make more money, then I'll feel successful. But the truth is, external changes mean nothing if your internal mindset remains the same. Happiness does not come from a better job, it comes from a better perspective. Success does not come from more money, it comes from a mindset that refuses to settle for less. Love does not come from another person, it starts within you when you believe that you are already whole. That is why I say a shift in your mind creates a shift in your life. Because when your mindset changes, everything around you begins to align with that change. Some of you have been trapped in a limited mindset for far too long. You have been believing lies about yourself that were never meant for you. Somebody told you years ago that you weren't good enough and you believed it. Somebody made you feel like you would never succeed and you let that seed take root in your mind. Somebody rejected you and now you think you are unworthy of love. But I came to tell you today you don't have to stay in that mindset. You don't have to live in the prison of past beliefs. Just because you were raised in struggle does not mean you have to stay in struggle. Just because you have failed before does not mean you are a failure. Just because others have counted you out does not mean that God has counted you out. The moment you decide to break free from those limiting beliefs, the moment you make up your mind that you are more than what you have been through, that is the moment everything in your life begins to shift. See, too many people are waiting for permission to change. They are waiting for a sign. They are waiting for somebody to come and tell them, it's your time. But let me tell you something, you don't need permission to step into your purpose. You don't need approval to change your life. The only thing you need is the decision to shift your thinking. And when you shift your thinking, when you start believing that you were created for something greater, when you stop allowing negativity to control your mind, you will begin to move differently. You will start walking with confidence. You will start speaking with authority. You will start attracting the right opportunities, the right people, and the right blessings into your life. Listen to me, every great thing that has ever happened in this world started with a thought. Every business that has ever been built started in somebody's mind. Every breakthrough that has ever been achieved began with a belief. Every person who has ever changed history first had to shift their thinking. Your thoughts are seeds. What you plant in your mind will grow in your life. If you plant doubt, you will reap insecurity. If you plant fear, you will reap failure. But if you plant faith, you will reap greatness. If you plant confidence, you will reap success. If you plant boldness, you will reap victory. So I ask you today, what are you planting in your mind? Are you planting seeds of growth or seeds of limitation? Are you speaking life over yourself or are you speaking defeat? Are you feeding your mind with thoughts of possibility or are you drowning it with thoughts of doubt? Because let me tell you, your future is being shaped by the thoughts you are thinking right now. If you want to change your future, start by changing what's in your mind. Start by rejecting every negative thought that has tried to keep you small. Start by silencing every lie that has told you that you can't, that you won't, that you'll never be enough. Start by shifting your mind and your life will follow. I don't know who this message is for, but somebody's been feeling stuck. Somebody has been feeling like they are running in circles, like no matter what they do, nothing is changing. Let me tell you, you are not stuck because life is against you. You are stuck because your mindset has not shifted. You are still thinking in fear, still thinking in lack, still thinking in the patterns of your past. But today is the day you shift. Today is the day you choose to break free from the mindset that has been holding you back. Today is the day you start believing that you were created for more, that your past does not define you, that your failures do not limit you, that your struggles do not disqualify you. Because the moment you shift your mind, everything in your life will begin to shift. Doors will open that you never thought possible. Opportunities will come that you never imagined. Strength will rise up inside of you that you never knew you had. All it takes is a decision to stop thinking small, a decision to stop doubting yourself, a decision to stop living in fear, a decision to shift your mind so that your life can finally align with the greatness that is already inside of you. So today I challenge you, shift your thinking, shift your believing, shift your speaking, and watch as your entire life begins to shift with it. It is the most powerful tool you have, but it can also be the most destructive force in your life. Your mind is either your greatest asset or your greatest liability. It is not your circumstances that define your future. It is not your background, not your resources, not even your talent that determines where you will go in life. It is your mind. Your mind has the power to build you up or tear you down. It can take you to the highest levels of success, or it can keep you stuck in cycles of failure. It can push you toward your dreams, or it can hold you hostage in fear and doubt. Every single decision you make, every action you take, and every opportunity you seize or miss starts in your mind. That is why I say your mind is either working for you or it is working against you. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against people. It is not against circumstances. It is not even against your past. The greatest battle you will ever fight is the one happening inside your mind. Some of you are not struggling because you lack ability. You are struggling because your mind has convinced you that you are not good enough. Some of you are not stuck because the opportunity isn't there. You are stuck because your mind keeps telling you that you don't deserve it. Some of you are not failing because you don't have what it takes. You are failing because your mind keeps feeding you excuses instead of solutions. I want you to hear me today. Your mind can be a prison, or it can be a passport. It can lock you into a life of mediocrity, or it can release you into a life of abundance. And the choice is yours. You see, many people are walking around thinking that life is against them. They think that success is for other people. They think that joy, peace, and fulfillment are things that only lucky people experience. But the truth is, the only thing standing between you and the life you were created to live is your mindset. Some of you are carrying thoughts that are too small for your destiny. You are trying to step into greatness while holding on to a mindset that was built in struggle. You are trying to move forward while still thinking like the person you used to be. But hear me, you cannot take a broken mindset into a season of breakthrough. If your mind is filled with negativity, self-doubt, and fear, you will always find reasons why you can't do something instead of why you can. You will always see obstacles instead of opportunities. You will always be controlled by your past instead of stepping boldly into your future. Some people stay stuck for years not because they lack potential, but because their mindset never evolves. They keep playing old conversations in their heads. They keep meditating on every failure, every rejection, every disappointment. They keep allowing the voices of doubt to drown out the voice of possibility. But I came to tell somebody today it is time to renew your mind. It is time to stop thinking like a victim and start thinking like a victor. It is time to stop doubting yourself and start believing that you were created for more. Because the truth is, your life will never go further than your thoughts. If your mind is small, your life will be small. But if your mind is open, if your mind is strong, if your mind is filled with faith and expectation, nothing can stop you. If you look at successful people, people who have risen above their circumstances, people who have achieved great things, people who have made an impact, you will find one thing in common: they think differently. They don't think in terms of limitations. They think in terms of possibilities. They don't focus on problems. They focus on solutions. They don't let fear dictate their actions. They move forward even when they feel afraid. On the other hand, if you look at people who remain stuck, who never seem to grow, who always seem to be struggling, you will find that their mind is working against them. They are always thinking about what could go wrong. They are always talking about why something won't work. They are always assuming the worst, expecting failure, and preparing for disappointment. If you think in lack, you will live in lack. If you think in fear, you will live in fear. If you think that you are not good enough, life will give you situations that reinforce that belief. But if you start thinking in abundance, you will attract abundance. If you start thinking in courage, you will step into boldness. If you start thinking that you are more than enough, life will start aligning with that truth. Just like an athlete trains their body, just like a musician trains their hands, just like a soldier trains for battle, you must train your mind. You cannot just wake up every day and let your mind wander anywhere it wants to go. You cannot just allow fear, doubt, and negativity to dominate your thoughts. You must take control. You must guard your mind. You must be intentional about what you feed your mind, because whatever you feed will grow. If you feed your mind negativity, negativity will grow. If you feed your mind excuses, excuses will grow. But if you feed your mind strength, courage, wisdom, and faith, you will become unstoppable. That is why you need to surround yourself with the right voices. That is why you need to speak life over yourself, even when you don't feel like it. That is why you need to meditate on thoughts that build you up instead of thoughts that break you down. Somebody listening to this right now has been living beneath their potential because their mind has been working against them. Somebody has been sabotaging their own success because they have allowed doubt to take up residence in their thoughts. Somebody has been feeling stuck, not because they are not capable, but because their mind has convinced them that they are not worthy of more. But I came to tell you today it's time for a shift. It's time to break free from that toxic mindset. It's time to let go of those limiting beliefs. It's time to start thinking at the level of your destiny. Because your mind is the steering wheel of your life. Wherever your mind goes, your life will follow. If your mind is headed toward defeat, your life will reflect defeat. But if your mind is set on victory, your life will rise to match that expectation. So today I challenge you, make up your mind. Wake up your mind that you will not think small. Make up your mind that you will not let fear control you. Make up your mind that you will not be held back by self-doubt. Because the moment you decide to take control of your thoughts, the moment you choose to feed your mind with power, wisdom, and confidence, the moment you shift your mindset, everything in your life will begin to shift. So walk in strength, walk in boldness, walk in the power of a mind that is working for you, not against you. Because when your mind is right, nothing in this world can stop you. Two people can go through the same struggle, the same loss, the same hardship, and yet come out on the other side with two completely different outcomes. Why? Because one chose to think like a victim, while the other chose to think like a victor. What you think determines what you become. If you see yourself as a victim, life will continue to hand you more reasons to feel powerless. But if you see yourself as a victor, nothing in this world will be able to keep you down. A victim's mindset leads to a victim's life, but a victor's mindset leads to victory. Your thinking is shaping your reality, and until you shift your mindset, you will never shift your life. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It is the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. Every action, every decision, every opportunity you seize or miss begins in your thoughts. If your mind is filled with self-doubt, fear, and limitation, your life will reflect that. But if your mind is filled with confidence, courage, and determination, your life will rise to meet that expectation. Some people believe they are stuck because of their circumstances. They blame their background, their upbringing, their lack of opportunities. They think that life is unfair, that success is for other people, that happiness is something they will never experience. They don't realize that the real prison is not their situation, it is their mindset. If you think like a victim, you will always find proof that life is against you. If you think like a victor, you will always find proof that you are made for more. The difference is not in what happens to you, it is in how you choose to see it. Victim thinking is a trap. It convinces you that you are powerless. It makes you believe that nothing is your fault, that nothing is in your control, and that you are at the mercy of other people and external circumstances. When you think like a victim, you focus on what you lack instead of what you have. You focus on what went wrong instead of what could go right. You focus on who hurt you instead of how you can heal. And as long as you keep thinking that way, you will remain stuck in the same cycles, facing the same struggles and repeating the same problems. People with a victim mentality often blame others for their failures. They say things like, if only my parents had supported me, I would have done better. If only my boss recognized my potential, I would be successful. If only I had more money, I could change my life. But let me tell you something, waiting for someone else to change your life is a waste of time. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to fix your problems for you. As long as you keep thinking that you are at the mercy of other people, you will never step into your power. As long as you keep believing that life is unfair, you will never take control of your destiny. As long as you keep seeing yourself as a victim, you will keep living like one. The moment you change your mindset, everything in your life begins to change. A victor's mindset is one that takes responsibility. A victor's mindset does not focus on problems, it focuses on solutions. A victor's mindset does not dwell on what went wrong, it focuses on what can be done next. Victors understand that setbacks are not the end of the story. They know that failure is just a lesson, not a label. They know that rejection is just redirection towards something better. They know that struggles are not punishments, but preparation for greater things ahead. A victor does not wait for the perfect conditions to take action. A victor does not make excuses. A victor does not let fear stop them from moving forward. A victor wakes up every day and decides, no matter what happens, I will rise. No matter what comes against me, I will overcome. No matter what I have been through, my future will be greater than my past. When you think like a victor, you walk differently. You talk differently. You move differently. You stop complaining and start creating. You stop focusing on limitations and start seeing possibilities. You stop expecting failure and start expecting favor. You have a choice to make. You can keep thinking like a victim, or you can start thinking like a victor. You can keep letting life happen to you, or you can take control of your own destiny. You can keep making excuses, or you can start making progress. No one can make this decision for you. No one can force you to change your mindset. No one can shift your life except you. And I know it is not easy. It is not easy to break free from the thoughts that have held you captive for so long. It is not easy to start believing in yourself when you have spent years doubting yourself. It is not easy to let go of excuses when they have been your comfort zone. You were not created to live in defeat. You were not created to stay stuck. You were not created to spend your life feeling powerless. There is more inside of you than you realize. There is strength inside of you that has yet to be unleashed. There is potential inside of you that is waiting to be unlocked. Take responsibility. Stop blaming others for where you are. Own your decisions, your actions, and your future. Change your narrative. Stop telling yourself the same old story of why you can't. Start telling yourself a new story of why you can. Surround yourself with victors. If you are always around people who think like victims, you will adopt the same mentality. Find people who challenge you to think bigger. Speak life over yourself. Your words shape your reality. Stop speaking defeat over your life and start declaring victory. Take action. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Start where you are with what you have and do what you can. It's time to think like a victor today. You have a decision to make. You can stay where you are, thinking the same thoughts, living the same way, feeling stuck, frustrated, and powerless. Or you can choose to shift your mindset. You can choose to rise above the past. You can choose to walk in strength. You can choose to think like a victor. It's time to take control of your thoughts. It's time to take control of your life. It's time to step into the victory that was meant for you. Because victim thinking will keep you stuck, but victor thinking will set you free. And when you choose to think like a victor, nothing in this world can stop you, no matter who you are, no matter how much success you achieve, no matter how carefully you plan your life. Storms will come. You will face hardships. You will go through seasons of struggle. You will encounter situations that shake you to your core. There will be storms of disappointment when the things you hope for don't happen the way you expected. There will be storms of betrayal when people you trusted walk away or turn their backs on you. There will be storms of loss when you have to say goodbye to someone or something you love. There will be storms of uncertainty when life throws you into unfamiliar territory and you don't know what to do next. Some storms come suddenly without warning. One phone call, one diagnosis, one unexpected event, and your whole world feels like it's turned upside down. Other storms build slowly, over time, weighing you down with stress, pressure, and exhaustion until you feel like you just can't take any more. But hear me today, the storms are not what define you. What defines you is how you respond. Because storms will come, but a strong mind will not be moved. Two people can go through the same storm, and one will be destroyed while the other will rise stronger. Two people can experience the same hardship, and one will break under the pressure while the other will push through and come out victorious. What makes the difference? It's not the storm, it's the strength of their mind. Your mind is like the foundation of a house. When a storm comes, the foundation determines whether the house will stand or fall. If your foundation is weak, if your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, then the storm will shake you, break you, and leave you feeling lost. But if your foundation is strong, if your mind is filled with resilience, faith, and determination, then no matter how strong the storm, you will stand firm. You may bend, but you will not break. You may feel the wind, but you will not be carried away. You may go through the storm, but you will come out on the other side stronger than ever. A strong mind does not happen by accident. Just like a strong body requires training, a strong mind requires discipline. You don't wake up one day and suddenly have an unshakable mindset. It is something that is built over time through challenges, through experience, through intentional effort. The question is not whether storms will come. The question is, will your mind be strong enough to withstand them? A strong mind is built in the moments when you choose to keep going, even when you feel like giving up. A strong mind is built when you refuse to let fear control you. A strong mind is built when you stop listening to negativity and start focusing on solutions. A strong mind is built when you decide that no matter what happens, you will not be moved. A weak mind does not become weak overnight. It happens gradually through habits, through thoughts, through the things you allow to shape your mindset. A weak mind is created when you focus too much on problems and not enough on solutions. It is built when you let fear have a louder voice than faith. It is reinforced every time you tell yourself, I can't, instead of I will find a way. A weak mind is the result of surrounding yourself with negativity. If you are always listening to people who doubt you, if you are always feeding your mind with discouragement, if you are always replaying your past failures, your mind will not have the strength to stand when storms come. A weak mind is the result of avoiding difficulty. Some people try to take the easy way out of everything. They don't want to struggle. They don't want to push through discomfort. They don't want to put in the effort to grow. But hear me, if you never challenge your mind, it will never be strong enough to handle real challenges when they come. You don't truly know how strong your mind is until a storm comes. It is easy to be positive when everything is going well. It is easy to have faith when life is comfortable. It is easy to say you are strong when you are never tested. Some people seem strong on the surface, but when trouble comes, they crumble. That is because their strength was never real. It was just an illusion built on comfort, not on resilience. Others, however, may not look like much at first. People may underestimate them. But when life hits them hard, when they go through storms that would destroy most people, they don't just survive, they come out stronger. That is because their strength is real. It has been built over time. It has been tested and refined. The storm of failure may come, but you will not be discouraged. You will learn, adjust, and keep going. The storm of loss may come, but you will not be broken. You will grieve, heal, and move forward. The storm of uncertainty may come, but you will not be paralyzed. You will trust that you have what it takes to figure it out. The storm of betrayal may come, but you will not become bitter. You will rise above it and refuse to let it define you. A strong mind does not mean you will never feel pain. It does not mean you will never have moments of doubt. It does not mean you will never struggle. It means that when life gets tough, you will not back down. It means that when obstacles come, you will not let them stop you. It means that when storms rage all around you, you will plant your feet, lift your head, and say, I am still here. I am still standing. I will not be moved. You have a choice to make. You can let the storms of life shake you, break you, and leave you feeling hopeless. Or you can strengthen your mind, stand firm, and face whatever comes with courage. Will you allow life to knock you down? Or will you train your mind to rise? Will you let fear control you? Or will you develop the strength to push through? Will you let the storm move you, or will you stand firm in the middle of it? Because storms will come. That is guaranteed. But whether or not they destroy you, that is your choice. Make up your mind today. Decide that no matter what happens, you will not be moved. At some point, every single one of us will face difficulties that seem unfair. Maybe you grew up in a tough environment. Maybe people let you down. Maybe circumstances beyond your control made things harder for you. But if you spend your life blaming external forces for where you are, you will never move forward. The truth is, life does not get better by pointing fingers. It gets better when you take control of your own thoughts and your own actions. Too many people are stuck because they refuse to take responsibility for their mindset. They look around at the world, their past, their circumstances, and they say, this is why I can't succeed. This is why I can't change. This is why I'm stuck. But hear me, as long as you keep blaming, you keep giving away your power. Your thoughts are the foundation of your life. The way you think determines the way you live. If you constantly tell yourself that you are powerless, you will live like you are powerless. But if you choose to take control of your thoughts, your entire life will begin to shift. Blaming external forces may feel good in the moment, but it does nothing to change your situation. When you blame, you make yourself a victim of circumstances. You convince yourself that you have no control. And when you believe you have no control, you don't even try to change. I can't be successful because of how I was raised. I can't get ahead because people don't give me opportunities. I can't be happy because of what they did to me. I can't change because life is just too hard. Do you see the pattern? Every one of those statements places the power in something or someone else's hands. But the moment you stop blaming is the moment you take your power back. Instead of focusing on what you can't control, focus on what you can. You can't control how you were raised, but you can control how you move forward. You can't control what people did to you, but you can control whether or not you let it define you. You can't control every event in life, but you can control how you respond. Taking responsibility is not about ignoring hardships, it's about refusing to let them define you. It's about saying, no matter what happened in my past, I am still in control of my future. This mindset shift is the difference between living life as a victim and living life as a victor. Victims focus on the problem. Victors focus on the solution. Victims wait for someone to save them. Victors take action. Victims let their thoughts control them. Victors control their thoughts. Everything in your life starts with your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your beliefs shape your actions, and your actions shape your results. If you believe that you are powerless, you will never take the steps needed to move forward. But if you believe that you are capable, you will start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant negativity, fear, and doubt, that is what will grow. But if you plant faith, confidence, and determination, you will reap a different harvest. Blame and excuses go hand in hand. Every time you blame an external force, you give yourself an excuse to stay the same. You give yourself permission to do nothing. But hear me, excuses do not change anything. Excuses keep you trapped. Excuses waste your potential. People who succeed in life do not succeed because they had no obstacles. They succeed because they refuse to let obstacles stop them. They refuse to make excuses. They refuse to blame. They take ownership of their actions and their mindset. If you want to change your life, you have to let go of excuses. You have to stop waiting for the perfect conditions. You have to stop expecting someone else to fix your problems. You have to decide that no matter what happens, you will find a way to pay attention to your thoughts. What do you say to yourself every day? Are your thoughts lifting you up or tearing you down? If you don't control your thoughts, they will control you. Every time a negative thought enters your mind, challenge it. Instead of I can't do this, say I will find a way. Instead of I'm not good enough, say I am growing and improving. Complaining is just another form of blaming. It focuses on problems instead of solutions. Instead of saying this isn't fair, ask what can I do to make this better? Thinking alone will change your life. Action is required. Even small steps will create momentum. Start where you are with what you have and move forward. The people you spend time with influence your mindset. If you are always around people who complain and blame, you will start doing the same. Find people who challenge you to think bigger. Life will always have challenges, but you always have a choice. Choose to focus on what you can change. Choose to take responsibility for your actions. Choose to keep moving forward. There is a power that comes with taking ownership of your thoughts. The moment you stop blaming external forces, you realize that you are in control of your destiny. Taking responsibility for your thoughts and actions is not always easy. It requires honesty. It requires effort. It requires breaking old patterns, but the reward is freedom. The reward is growth. The reward is a life that is no longer controlled by excuses, but is instead fueled by purpose. You can either live your life blaming external forces, or you can take control of your thoughts and create the life you were meant to live. You can keep making excuses, or you can start making progress. You can stay stuck in the same cycle, or you can shift your mindset and take action. But hear me, when you take responsibility for your thoughts, you take responsibility for your future. And when you take responsibility for your future, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Take control of your thoughts. Take control of your life. And watch everything begin to change. Your life is not determined by your background, your environment, or even your circumstances. Your life is determined by how you think. Every action you take, every decision you make, and every result you see is a reflection of your mindset. Some people believe that life happens to them. They think they are victims of circumstances, powerless to change anything. But the truth is, life does not just happen to you. You create your life through the way you think. Your thoughts shape your beliefs shape your actions, and your actions shape your reality. If you think small, you will live small. If you think in terms of limitations, you will always feel stuck. If you think negatively, your life will be filled with negativity. But if you think big, you will live big. If you think in terms of possibilities, doors will open for you. If you think positively, your life will reflect that energy. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. Every great achievement, every success, every breakthrough in history started as a thought. Before anything becomes reality, it first exists in someone's mind. Before a business is built, the idea exists in an entrepreneur's mind. Before a championship is won, the victory is first visualized in the athlete's mind. Before a person transforms their life, they first change the way they think about themselves. Your thoughts are the seeds of your future. Whatever you allow to grow in your mind will eventually manifest in your life. If you constantly think about failure, you will find yourself failing. If you constantly think about success, you will start to move in the direction of success. Your external world is a reflection of your internal world. The way you think determines the way you see the world, the way you respond to challenges, and the way you handle opportunities. Two people can go through the exact same situation and experience it completely differently simply because of the way they think. One person loses their job and sees it as the end. They sink into depression, blame the system, and do nothing to improve their situation. Another person loses their job and sees it as an opportunity. They use the time to build new skills, start a business, or find a better opportunity. The situation was the same, the mindset was different. And because the mindset was different, the outcomes were different. This is why two people can grow up in the same neighborhood, go to the same school, and have the same background, yet one becomes successful and the other remains stuck. It's not the circumstances that make the difference, it's the mindset. Many people live below their potential because of their thinking. They have allowed negativity, fear, and self-doubt to control their lives. Instead of believing in possibility and believing in limitations, instead of focusing on what they can do, they focus on what they can't do. Fear, when you constantly focus on what could go wrong, you become too afraid to take action. Excuses, when you believe that success is impossible, you find reasons to justify staying where you are. Self-sabotage, when you think you are not worthy of success, you unconsciously make decisions that prevent you from achieving it. Missed opportunities, when you don't believe in yourself, you fail to recognize and seize the opportunities in front of you. Many people are trapped in cycles of failure, not because they are incapable, but because their thinking is holding them back. They don't realize that their thoughts are the chains keeping them bound. If you want to change your life, the first thing you must change is your thinking. You must replace small thinking with big thinking. You must replace fear with confidence. You must replace doubt with belief. I can't do this. Say I will find a way. I'm not good enough. Say I am growing and improving. Nothing ever works out for me. Say everything is working together for my good. This shift in thinking will change the way you approach life. It will change the way you carry yourself. It will change the way you handle obstacles. And over time, it will change your results. The way you think determines the way you act. If you believe that you are capable, you will take bold steps. If you believe that you are limited, you will hesitate. If you think like a leader, you will take initiative. If you think like a winner, you will push through adversity. If you think like a learner, you will seek growth and improvement. But if you think like a victim, you will wait for someone else to fix your life. If you think like a failure, you won't even try. If you think like someone who is stuck, you will remain stuck. Your actions will always follow your thoughts. That is why changing your mindset is the first step to changing your life. Your mind is shaped by what you feed it. If you constantly listen to negativity, watch negative news, and surround yourself with negative people, your thinking will reflect that. Instead, choose to feed your mind with positivity, inspiration, and wisdom. When a negative thought enters your mind, don't accept it as truth. Ask yourself, is this really true? Is there another way to look at this? Many times, negative thoughts are based on fear, not reality. Your words have power. Speak life over yourself. Say things like, the people around you shape the way you think. Spend time with people who encourage you, challenge you, and inspire you to be better. It's not enough to think differently, you must also act differently. Step out of your comfort zone. Take risks. Do things that align with your new way of thinking. Everything you want to achieve starts in your mind. The success you desire, the happiness you seek, the breakthroughs you need, all of them begin with the way you think. Your thoughts set the direction for your life. So if you want a better life, start by developing a better mindset. It does not begin in your finances, your relationships, or your career. True transformation begins in your mind. The way you think determines the way you live. If you want to change your life, you must first renew your mind. Many people go through life feeling stuck, frustrated, and defeated. They try to change their habits, their environment, and even the people around them, but nothing seems to work. That is because real change does not come from the outside in, it comes from the inside out. You cannot have a new life with an old mindset. You cannot step into a new season while holding on to old thoughts. If you want to experience transformation, you must renew your mind. Everything in your life, your confidence, your success, your peace, your direction begins in your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality. The way you think affects your emotions, your decisions, and your actions. If your mind is filled with negativity, doubt, and fear, you will live a life that reflects those thoughts. But if your mind is filled with faith, possibility, and determination, you will begin to see transformation take place. Your greatest battles are not against external forces. Your greatest battles happen in your mind. The battle between doubt and belief, between fear and courage, between excuses and action. If you lose the battle in your mind, you will lose the battle in life. But if you win in your mind, if you renew your line of thinking, you will experience a breakthrough like never before. Too many people want change without changing the way they think. They want success while holding on to a mindset of failure. They want joy while holding on to thoughts of worry. They want new opportunities while thinking like the person they used to be. But hear this, you cannot step into something new with an old mindset. Imagine trying to pour fresh water into a dirty cup. No matter how pure the water is, it will be contaminated by what was already in the cup. The same is true for your life. You have new opportunities, new relationships, and new goals. But if your mind is still filled with doubts, fears, and negative beliefs, you will sabotage your own progress. Renewing your mind means cleaning out the old thoughts that no longer serve you. It means letting go of negative self-talk, telling yourself you are not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. Limiting beliefs, thinking success is only for certain people and not for you. Fear-based thinking, making decisions out of fear instead of faith. Doubt, constantly questioning yourself instead of believing in your ability to grow. If you want true transformation, you must replace those old thoughts with new ones. You must think differently to live differently. Renewing your mind is not something that happens automatically. It requires intentional effort. You cannot expect change if you do not take control of your thoughts. Your mind is like a garden. If you do not take care of it, weeds will grow. If you allow negativity, doubt, and fear to remain in your mind, they will take root and spread. But if you are intentional about planting positive, empowering thoughts, your life will begin to flourish. What you allow into your mind will shape your thoughts. If you constantly listen to negative news, surround yourself with negative people, and consume discouraging information, your mind will reflect that. But if you fill your mind with wisdom, encouragement, and positive influences, your thinking will begin to change. Not every thought that enters your mind is true. Many thoughts are rooted in fear, insecurity, and past experiences. When a negative thought arises, challenge it. Ask yourself, if a thought is not serving you, replace it with one that does. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I am capable, I will find a way. Instead of saying, I always fail, say, I learn from every experience and grow stronger. Your words have power. The more you speak something, the more you believe it. Start speaking life over yourself, even when you do not feel like it. Declare positive affirmations daily. I am strong, capable, and full of purpose. My mind is renewed, and I think with clarity and wisdom. I release the past and embrace the future with confidence. I am growing, learning, and becoming better every day. At first, it may feel strange, but over time, these words will become your reality. Your mind will begin to align with the words you speak. Renewing your mind is not just about thinking differently, it is about acting differently. If you think in terms of possibility but never take action, nothing will change. If you start believing you are capable, start applying for new opportunities. If you start believing you are strong, start pushing past fear and taking bold steps. If you start believing you are worthy of success, start making decisions that align with success. Every action you take based on your renewed mindset will reinforce that transformation. When you renew your mind, everything changes. Your confidence increases, your ability to overcome challenges improves. Your relationships become healthier. You start seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You start moving toward your goals instead of away from them. Instead of waking up filled with doubt, you wake up with purpose. Instead of approaching challenges with fear, you approach them with strength. Instead of being controlled by your past, you take charge of your future. This is what transformation looks like, not just temporary change, but deep, lasting transformation that begins in the mind and flows into every area of your life. Renewing your mind is not a one-time event. It is a daily process. Every day you have a choice. No one else can renew your mind for you. No one else can think for you. No one else can decide how you see yourself in your future. That is a choice only you can make. But when you make that choice, when you commit to renewing your mind, you step into a level of transformation you never imagined. So today, decide that you will no longer be held back by old thinking. Decide that you will fill your mind with wisdom, confidence, and truth. Decide that you will no longer think according to the past, but according to the future you are creating. Because when you renew your mind, you renew your life. And that is the key to true transformation.